Kurt.
Put it down, Miss Walker. Tell your secretary we don't want the police, do we, Danny boy?
It's all right, Karen. Leave us alone, will you?
Sit down.
Your calling card is, carries quite an impact.
I wanted to make the right kind of impression.
I prefer the soft sell.
Don't try it on me, Danny boy. Embezzlement and fraud are nasty words in any league.
Do I get a chance to explain?
How do you explain a $100,000 swindle and not have it add up to St. Quentin?
Kurt, my mining deal in Brazil was going under. I needed the cash.
Your hole in the ground hasn't come up with a diamond big enough to make a phonograph needle.
You struck a low-grade carbon deposit. We're so close to those diamonds we can taste them. Kurt, you're not hurting for money. Why couldn't we consider this a personal loan?
A loan?
Yeah. Say at 10%. Believe me, you'll get your money back.
How many are ahead of me? How do I know you haven't used your other client's stock as collateral for your own personal loans?
Oh, no. I stuck my neck out with your dough only.
Some guys I know would lop it off while giving them this end of the stick.
You'll get your money, I promise.
You're lucky I don't trust cops. You have guts to pull this on me. I like a smart operator, but not $100,000 worth.
Haven't the other investments I've made for you paid off?
My money has to be protected. Insured. Insured.
What are you getting at, Kurt?
I mean, you have to be insured. $100,000 worth of life insurance with me as a beneficiary. If anything happens to you, my money is protected. I believe in protection. Take out the policy.
All right, Kurt. It'll make you happy?
Let's say it will make me less unhappy. I hope it didn't hurt you too much. I don't want you to flunk your physical. Come on. My bodyguard.
Karen! Karen!
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Dan, what is it all about?
I'll tell you about it later. Be a good girl, take me Western Union, huh? We've got to get Jerry out here.
Shouldn't we give him a little more time to get used to our engagement?
He's a big boy.
I'd like to send a wire, please. To Jerry Manning in Diamantina, Brazil. It's D-I-A-M-A-N-T-A. Yes, just a moment.
Imperative you fly here at once. Bring diamond samples. Won't take no for an answer. Dan.
We went through 3 years of air combat together. He never even used a parachute. Now he straps himself in just to drive to the airport.
Maybe the war was safer than these freeways.
You know, it was. Now, for the 10th time, why did you drag me out of my nice, safe jungle?
All the surprises are inside, Jerry.
What the hell were you thinking of when you mortgaged Novak's stock?
I was thinking of you, Karen, and all of us. If I hadn't sent you that money when I did, we'd have nothing but a bankrupt South American mine.
So we'd be broke. That'd be better than having to send you cigarettes for the next 20 years.
All right, Jerry. What's done is done. Dan, how can you get out of this?
It's very simple. All we need is a little time and those diamond samples you brought back. We visit a few cities, sell some stock. We'll have the money to pay Novak in a few months.
We can't promote with that junk. Why, any jeweler would be able to spot their imperfect crystal structure right off.
No problem, so we don't promote jewelers. The investors are getting a good thing, aren't they?
Well, you read the report.
And we're close to pay dirt. And all we have to do is a little selling, right?
That sounds like a wonderful idea. You deserve a drink.
What are you waiting for, bartender?
We're out of ice.
Let's raid the ice box.
Good idea.
Come on, Jerry. Up. Hello.
Congratulations, Danny boy.
What for?
You passed your physical.
Oh, you got the policy, huh?
Yeah. You're very thoughtful, very reliable. It makes it hard on me to tell you this.
Tell me what?
There have been some changes made. I have to have the money in 5 days.
What is this, some kind of a joke?
If it's a joke, I don't think you like the punchline.
I told you it would take a little time, Kurt.
You have time, Danny. Exactly 5 days. If I don't have the money by Wednesday night, I have to cash in on the policy.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Kurt, you...
Something wrong, Dan?
Hmm? Oh, no, nothing. Nothing.
What did Novak want?
Just a little friendly reminder that insurance is a man's best friend. Come on, let's have a short one here and then we'll go out on the town, huh?
Good.
Where is he taking it now? I thought this was supposed to be a breakfast party.
Yeah, I could sure use some coffee.
Got something to show you first. Come on.
Look, Dan, this is all very interesting. Come on, let's go eat. Hey, is that what you brought us down here to see?
Yeah.
I see those all day long.
Not these. These are going to save my life.
You're beginning to sound like a soap opera.
I'm beginning to think it is. When Kurt called yesterday, he gave me 5 days to raise his money.
5 days?
If I don't, he's going to collect on the policy.
You sure you understood him right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll go to the police.
What, and tell them that I swindled him out of $100,000?
Dan, does that matter as long as he keeps you alive?
Yeah, you'd be better off taking your chances with the police than with a known hoodlum like Novak.
I wonder.
We could leave town.
Oh, they have ways of finding you.
Yeah, he's right, Karen.
Well, we've got to get a smart lawyer. Dan, we've got to do something.
There's only one thing we can do. Pay Novak by Wednesday.
Well, that's a great idea. But with what?
With these.
I want no part of it.
Oh, come on, Jerry.
That collection's worth a small fortune.
We're not stealing it. Just borrowing.
Try explaining that to the police if we got caught with our hand in that diamond cookie jar.
Dan, there are too many risks.
I know there are risks, lots of them. Jerry, if I could pull this off myself, I'd never ask you to do it.
There's an electrical burglar alarm system on that diamond case. How do you handle that?
I'm glad you asked. That's where your engineering experience comes in. Without that, I haven't a prayer.
All right. Say we get away with this fantastic scheme. We're still defrauding the insurance company.
The insurance company's going to be defrauded any way you look at it. Only if my plan works, we'll have enough time to hit pay dirt.
Dan, our friendship has always been something special with me. What you're asking is it's beyond all reason. I'll see you at the car.
Karen. Karen. He's got to help us, Karen.
Dan, you've got to realize what you're asking.
I do. But do you realize what Novak is asking?
I'm so upset I don't know what to think.
With his help, we can swing it, Karen. Talk to him. He'll listen to you. You do what you think is right.
Scotch on the rocks. The way you like it.
You remembered.
I remember a lot of nice things about you, Jerry. Everything.
Except the most important one. We were in love.
I tried to tell you before you left for South America I was falling in love with Dan.
Yeah, I suppose you did. Sometimes people don't listen to what they don't want to hear. How does he feel about you?
Dan and I are going to be married.
Did he promise that?
We have an understanding.
Better get it in writing.
He may not get a chance to prove he means it. Jerry, if you'd help him now, it would mean a great deal to me.
Did Dan ask you to promote me?
Jerry, he didn't have to. I love him.
To you, Karen?
To Dan.
$5:15. Takes the night watchman 1 minute and 35 seconds to let the cleaning crew out.
So what does that do for you?
When the night watchman's at the front door is the only time we can be absolutely certain where he is.
A minute and 35 seconds, that doesn't give you much time.
That's enough. Now, we need some Polaroid shots of that diamond case. I've got an early appointment at the bank this morning, Terry. Why don't you rent a camera and take care of it?
Can't we talk about this at home?
Yeah.
Morning, Dan. I've been expecting you.
Morning, Ed. Thanks very much for letting me in early. I appreciate it.
No trouble.
Do you have that extra safety deposit box I asked for?
All set.
I want a nice safe spot to keep these till tomorrow.
The mine come through?
These samples look fairly good. We're taking them to New York. Try to raise some money.
Still have a chance to buy in?
For speculators, yes. Not for bankers.
That's been my trouble, Dan. I never take a chance. I've always played the percentages. You know, even when I was a kid, I never bought a box of Cracker Jacks. Afraid of drawing the wrong prize. I had to keep missing the boat all my life.
Well, maybe you won't miss this one, Ed. We'll see what we can do for you when we get back from the East.
That's decent of you, Dan. You know, we don't see many diamonds in here. Only dirty old money.
Oh, I almost forgot. I need something out of my other box.
Let me have your key, Dan. I'll get it for you.
Thanks, Ed. Yeah, there we are. That's it.
Got time for a cup of coffee?
Oh, thanks, Ed. Got a busy day ahead of me. Better make it some other time, huh? See you same time tomorrow morning with the insurance man, right?
I'll be here. I've been here every morning at 7:30 for the past 25 years.
Well, I feel better now. Oh, Ed, may I use your back exit?
Certainly, Dan, certainly. I'm going to think about that proposition, Dan.
You do that, Ed? You're a good man.
Do you think it'll work, Jerry?
Yeah. Yeah, it could. Dan's smart, thorough, especially when he wants something. He's got us jumping through hoops like a circus act.
Do you blame him?
Yes, I do. Nobody asked him to steal.
Oh, Jerry, now really.
I couldn't resist.
And I thought I was the only girl in your life.
You are?
Anybody home? Hi, sweetheart. How'd it go, Jerry?
They're on the table there.
Couldn't you get a few more angles on the case?
I did the best I could.
Yeah, that's fine. How do we get in?
The fire escape on the east side of the building gets you to the roof.
Then what?
Well, I went down to the Hall of Records and got this floor plan of the museum. There's an elevator housing right here in the southeast corner. Lower yourself down to the elevator cage. You're home free.
Now, what about the diamond case?
Well, that's much more complicated. See these strips there?
Yeah.
They're tape conductors. They trigger the alarm. Now, if either one of them is disturbed or broken, the electrical shorts out, the alarm goes off.
How do we handle it?
You mean, how do you handle it?
Well, that's your department, Jerry. What do I know about alarms and electronics?
Look, I agreed to help on anything you couldn't handle. That's all.
Hoping you'd change your mind.
I am not about to. Dan, look, it would take days, even for a smart guy like you, to learn everything to get into that case.
That's why I need you.
Why don't you call the whole thing off while there's still time?
Dan, maybe Jerry's right.
Now, what is it with you guys? You think I'm doing this for kicks? I've got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, and you just sit here and... Answer that, will you, Karen? And I'm not at home to anybody. Sure. All right, Jerry, all right. You don't leave the guy much room. I'll take any help you can give me. But will you lay off the pessimism when Karen's around? You'll worry her.
She should be worried. People go to jail for robbery. Unless they get killed first.
All right, so it's dangerous. We've been in tight spots before. But she's a woman. Keep her snug. Pamper her, you know.
Is that your secret with women?
You gonna help me with this or not? You come through the rear door of the bank. Drop the horseshoe into place. My car will be parked here. Throw the diamonds under the seat. They leave the keys and the cars on this lot. Take the first one you come to. No sweat.
No sweat. Why, to get everything to time out right, we had needed angels sitting on our shoulders.
Both shoulders.
Yes, Karen. Now, calm down, will you? I know he's late. But if anything had gone wrong, that place would be crawling with police. Now, look, go back to the museum. I'll catch a cab and be right there. Now, everything's going to be all right.
Oh, Jerry.
Sorry I scared you. I had the driver let me off around the corner.
I'm glad you're here.
Oh, anything wrong, officer?
That's why I stopped.
Well, my wife and I were just talking. No, parked car always makes me feel single again.
It's better you carry on your private conversations at home, sir. It's almost daylight. I suggest you move on.
Yes, sir.
Jerry, we can't just sit here.
I'm afraid that's all we can do.
What can be wrong?
I don't know. Look, I couldn't go in there if I wanted to.
Jerry, please do something.
All right, all right. I'll try.
Dan, you're all right.
A little night watchman trouble.
All right, let's go. We gotta pick up that equipment at the house.
Dan, it's too late now.
Let's go, Karen. We'll make it.
Helicopter 7-1. On the Harbor Freeway, traffic is heavily congested due to an accident at the interchange. Motorists should use alternate routes for approximately 2 hours.
Dan, the
tie-up's thrown this whole thing off. Come on, let me take the stones back now.
Forget it. The first employees arrive at the bank a little before 8:30. If the jewels are appraised on time, I should be one of the first ones into the museum when it opens.
That's what I mean. If you're not one of the first ones, you won't have a chance of getting those stones back in the case.
Get off the panic button, Jerry. Karen, check this list. Just get a cab in the bank.
Coveralls, paper bag,
Coveralls.
hat and mask, horseshoe, gloves, money bag.
Better hurry, Jerry.
Well, good luck.
Well needed.
Diamonds, gloves, safe deposit key. The flashlight and tools are in the car where you left them. iPhone, Novocaine.
All right, let's get ahead.
Come on, hurry, Jared. The Novocaine will help me. Oh, let me have it.
Dan. Take care.
Yeah.
Morning, Dan. Morning, Ed. You're Mr. Ryan and the appraiser are not here yet. How about a cup of coffee?
Thanks, Ed, but I gotta get to that plane to New York.
Oh, that's right. Gave your proposition a lot of hard thought last night, Dan.
What's that, Ed?
The mine. Thought I might consider taking a little flyer.
Oh, fine, fine. Happy to let you in.
How much do you think it would be safe to buy?
Well, let's talk about that when I get back from New York, huh?
That must be Mr. Ryan and the assayer now. Gentlemen?
Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Frank.
Dan, this is Harold Johnson, our appraiser. Dan Warren.
Happy to meet you, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Warren. This is Ed Moore.
Oh, Ed?
How do you do?
Say, Ed, that coffee sounds like a pretty good idea after all.
I could use one.
I'll get it.
Ed, why don't you give me the key and I'll get the diamonds while you're getting the coffee.
Well, it's slightly irregular, but it will speed things up.
Good. Here you are, Mr. Johnson.
Here's your coffee, Dan, fresh and hot. Sorry.
Oh, it's nothing.
Are you all right?
I don't know what I was thinking of.
Diamonds, probably.
Oh.
You sure you're all right?
Oh, it's nothing.
Let me get something to put on it.
Oh, no. It's not serious.
Well, then let's get to work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anything wrong, Harold? Mr. Warren has to catch a plane.
Where did you say these stones came from, Mr. Warren?
South America.
Something wrong with the stones?
Are you sure they came from South America?
Well, this is the boy who ought to know. I was here the morning he brought them in.
They're very unusual for South American diamonds.
What is it that bothers you, Mr. Johnson?
As a matter of fact, it looks as if they've come from the Far East. Now, there are mines in northwest Borneo.
What can they be insured for?
Well, they're worth $120,000, but,
Well, then, what are we waiting for?
Mr. Warren's in a hurry. Now, if they're worth $120,000, surely we can insure them for $100. I'll get the data and have the papers ready to sign in a jiffy.
Oh, say, Ed, I told my secretary to park the car and meet me out in front of the bank. Will you see if she's there and let her in?
Of course, Dan.
Thanks.
There, that ought to do it. Just sign here. We've arranged for a guard to escort you to the airport.
Guard?
Part of our company's service. You should be here.
Dan's been expecting you, Miss Walker.
Good morning, Mr. Moore.
Good morning.
Lock it. To the ball, quick.
Now, everybody, just be quiet. No noise, and you'll be all right. Hold it! You! Get that ball, fill it up. Hurry! Stand still, mister, or you'll be a dead hero. Hurry it up in there! Hurry! What are you hiding?
well,
Well, put him in that sack. Might as well shake them, too. That's enough. Bring it here. Hurry. Now, everybody, just stay put. No one will get hurt.
I guess horseshoes are lucky for some people. You're taking this mighty well, Mr. Warren. I know it's only a flesh wound, but it must be painful.
Actually, Lieutenant, I didn't feel a thing.
I never saw anything like it, Lieutenant. He grabbed the money right out of that bandit's hand.
Well, can you tell us what happened now, Mr. Warren?
Yeah, sure. Man came in the door, had a gun in his hand, and he was wearing some kind of a mask.
It was a stocking mask.
Isn't the front door kept locked?
He followed Miss Walker in.
Well, how did he know you were coming to the bank this particular morning?
I don't know.
But he couldn't have been walking on the street with a mask on. Didn't you see his face before he stepped into the bank?
I didn't notice anyone.
What made you grab for the money bag, Mr. Warren, instead of your own diamonds?
I don't know. Impulse, I guess. The man had my diamond in his pocket, and I just tried to stop him. Ended up with the money bag in my hand.
Well, that's a pretty dangerous thing, jumping a man with a gun.
Yeah, pretty foolish, too. I just saw red and jumped him, that's all.
Well, does anyone know what he looked like?
He was a big man, a giant. He wore coveralls.
He wore coveralls, all right, but he was medium-sized.
no, Ed, I'd say that he was more than medium-sized.
He wasn't too tall.
I see. He was medium-sized, large, not too tall, but a big giant wearing coveralls and a stocking mask. But we do agree that the $100,000 worth of diamonds were stolen 2 minutes after they were insured?
back at the house.
Here is an example of Kutani earthenware. Ceramic manufactured in China antedates the dawn of Chinese history.
Gee, you're educated.
It's, rather strange. It's rather strange. No smoking in the museum, sir.
Oh? Thank you.
Strange to think that common graphite would be diamond if its atoms were rearranged.
Have you kids seen the dinosaur exhibit?
We're archaeologists, sir. We're not interested in extinct fossils of the Mesozoic era.
Oh?
If its atoms were rearranged to make a tetrahedron of 4 atoms around the central atom.
It's weird on
The poorest peasant in Song, China could afford wares that are priceless today. Hey, it's a fire. Come on.
fire. Big deal.
It's all right, folks. Just some careless smoking. Excuse me.
False alarm. Violent fires soon burn out themselves. Shakespeare. Richard II, Act 2.
You're cute, Rudolph. And smart, too. Let's get out to Lee Fong's. All that fuss over a little smoke. Look, that man's still here.
This is a very pleasant room, but it has no ting potteries. The famous tingware was made near Ting Chao. They produced it in different grades for different uses. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Clean as a whistle. We're in the clear. How about that?
I'm just glad it's over, that's all.
I must say it was exciting.
Well, I won't rest easy until we return Novak's money.
Yeah, when do you get the insurance money?
What's the matter with you two? Why the long faces? We'll settle the insurance claim tomorrow. Boy, will that money feel good. We earned it. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. What would happen if we didn't give Novak the money, huh?
Damn, that isn't even funny.
Oh, but it has such interesting possibilities. Oh, how I'd love to leave that big ape holding the bag.
Dan, you're not seriously thinking of keeping the money.
Why not?
You conned us into this to save your life.
And you did. Why not go one step further and really live?
We have different ideas of what living is, Dan.
Yeah, I guess we do.
He still doesn't think he's done anything wrong.
Dan, Jerry and I have talked this over. We know that we'll have to stand trial. It's the only way.
Oh? Did you two talk over pulling out for South America?
No, but it may not be a bad idea until things settle down.
Well, you'll make a lovely honeymoon couple. Hope you enjoy the trip.
All right, Dan, what is it?
You got this all wrong.
Have I?
No, on second thought, Jerry, let him believe what he wants. That's all the trust you have in me. Boy, have I made a mistake.
But it was a fun mistake, wasn't it, Karen? Hope I didn't spoil the merchandise, Jerry. Thanks, Frank. You've been very cooperative about this.
That's how we stay in business. I'll send these through right away. You should have your money in no time.
By no time, what do you mean?
Oh, about 60 days.
That's 2 months.
Well, perhaps I can cut a little of the red tape. I might be able to get it for you in 6 or 7 weeks. Is your arm bothering you again, Dan?
What?
Are you feeling all right?
Oh, yeah. Fine. Just fine.
Cab's here, Karen.
Dan.
It's more than he deserves. Come on, let's go.
Hello?
Let me speak to Jerry.
It's Dan.
I have nothing to say to him.
Jerry, it must be important or he wouldn't have called. Talk to him.
Hello.
I just shut up and listened. I just came from Ryan's office. I made you the beneficiary of the policy. I can't get the money for 6 weeks. I'm going up to Novak's now and try to stall him.
I'm not interested.
Now, one more thing. About yesterday, Jerry. I'm sorry I had to do it that way. As much as I care for Karen, well, you know I can't settle down. She's better off with you. She's a wonderful gal.
You mean you put on that whole show to... Hello?
What is it, Jerry?
I guess we sold Dan a little short.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. He can't get the money for 6 weeks.
What's he gonna do about Novak?
Well, that darn fool's going up there. Bring your car around to the front. I'll get rid of the cab. Hurry!
Make it 2 sizes bigger and then buy a horse to fit into it. Oh, nice to see you, Daddy.
Hello, Mr. Warren.
Hello.
The physician gave Wally a shot today. He says he's undersexed. He's suffering from some sort of psychological sexual insecurity or something.
Get lost. I see you remember today is Wednesday. I always said you were reliable.
Kurt, I need an extension.
Oh, too bad. I was betting on you.
I've got the money. But I can't put my hands on it for 6 weeks.
Oh. Sure, 6 weeks. And in 6 weeks, it's going to be another 6 weeks. No, Danny boy, you had it. I don't back losers.
I wish I could tell you how I got the money, Kurt, but I can't. You're just gonna have to believe me.
Too bad.
Kurt, I didn't come here for an extension.
Oh?
No. I changed the beneficiary on the policy.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I removed your protection.
Very clever. But what will stop me from removing you?
Nothing. This?
Oh, you've got a gun. Do you know how to use it?
Oh, yes. I did my share in the war.
50-50 chances are no good. Half the time you figure to lose, huh?
Not if I get the time I need. I'd like to live long enough to be a dirty old man, just like you.
Oh, it's the greatest. Don't knock it. It's a way of life.
You wouldn't want me to miss all that, would you?
Oh, no. I always liked you. I tell you what, let me think it over, huh? Come. I take you to the car.
All right, Kurt.
All right. I took a lot from you, Danny. First, you steal my stock. Then you remove me from the policy by only protection. No one takes Kurt Novak. No one. I'm going to enjoy killing you. But you made it so easy for me, busting in here with a gun. Any jury will see it was a simple case of self-defense.
You two lose your ways south? I guess it's about time we tell the police everything, Jerry. I'm sorry I dragged you through the ringer the way I did. You know, it's funny. This is the first time in my life I'll ever be worth $100,000.